Welcome back to Deco Diva, where timeless style meets inspired living. Today, we're stepping into one of the most overlooked spaces in the home, the hallway, and transforming it into a passage of pure vintage elegance and refined drama. Can a small space truly feel grand? Let's find out together. Hallways are often treated as mere connectors between rooms, but in vintage design, they become storytelling corridors filled with character, texture, and history. With the right details, even the narrowest passage can echo with the sophistication of a bygone era. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to Deco Diva, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us, what era inspires your home the most? Now, let's open the door to dramatic vintage hallway decor. Every grand hallway begins with a foundation, and in vintage interiors, that foundation is often rooted in rich color and texture. Think deep olive greens, smoky blues, warm taupes, or even moody burgundy walls that instantly set a refined tone. Wallpaper is another powerful vintage element. From delicate florals reminiscent of the Victorian era to bold Art Deco geometrics, patterns can create depth and elegance in a slim corridor. A hallway becomes less of a passage and more of a destination. When choosing finishes, consider matte or satin sheens for a soft, historic feel. Gloss can be dramatic, but subtle finishes often evoke that collected over time charm we love in vintage homes. Lighting is where drama truly begins. A petite hallway can still host a dazzling fixture, perhaps a miniature crystal chandelier inspired by the glamour of the 1920s. Think of the sparkle reminiscent of rooms from The Great Gatsby, where elegance radiates from every corner. Wall sconces are another classic choice. Placed symmetrically, they bring balance and cast a warm glow that enhances architectural details and framed artwork. Vintage brass or wrought iron finishes add depth and authenticity. don't forget the power of warm bulbs. Soft, golden lighting creates that inviting, time-worn ambience that instantly elevates a small hallway into a refined experience. If you want a hallway to feel grand, add a mirror, preferably one with ornate detailing. Gilded frames inspired by the opulence of Versailles can instantly amplify both light and drama. An antique-style mirror not only reflects light but also doubles as wall art. Intricate carvings and aged finishes create a sense of history that makes the space feel curated rather than decorated. Position your mirror strategically across from a light source to maximize brightness. In a small hallway, this simple trick can make the space feel twice as large. A slim console table anchors a hallway beautifully. Look for curved legs, carved wood details, or marble tops that echo European elegance. Even narrow designs can feel substantial with the right styling. Styling is key. Layer books, a small antique clock, or a porcelain vase filled with seasonal florals. This creates a vignette that feels thoughtful and intentional. Remember to balance height and scale. A tall lamp or sculptural piece above the console keeps the eye moving upward, enhancing that sense of grandeur. A hallway is the perfect canvas for a dramatic gallery wall. Vintage portraits, botanical prints, and black and white photography create a sense of history lining the walls. For a cohesive look, choose matching frames, perhaps antique gold or dark walnut. Uniformity brings refinement, while varied artwork keeps things interesting. Hang pieces slightly closer together than you would in a large room. In narrow spaces, intimacy enhances the drama. Flooring sets the tone beneath your feet. Classic black and white checkered tiles evoke timeless elegance, while patterned and caustic tiles bring European charm. If you have wood floors, consider a vintage runner. Persian-inspired patterns or muted Oriental designs add warmth and visual depth. Runners also soften sound, making your hallway feel quieter and more intimate, an often overlooked detail that enhances the overall experience. Crown molding, wainscoting, and picture rails instantly elevate a hallway. These architectural touches echo the refinement found in historic homes. Even if your home is modern, adding trim can create the illusion of heritage. Painted in the same shade as the walls, it adds subtle dimension without overwhelming the space. For bolder drama, consider contrasting trim in deep hues. It frames the corridor beautifully and enhances that refined aesthetic. Color tells a story. Soft sepia tones can evoke nostalgia, while emerald and navy hint at aristocratic charm. Muted palettes often work best in small hallways. Dusty rose, faded sage, or antique cream feel timeless rather than trendy. Layer complementary accents, brass, aged gold, or dark wood, to deepen the overall richness of your color scheme. For those who love bold glamour, Art Deco is your friend. Geometric patterns and symmetrical arrangements echo the design movements of the 1920s and 30s. Think lacquered finishes, mirrored surfaces, and metallic accents that shimmer under warm lighting. This style works beautifully in narrow corridors craving personality. Even a single deco-inspired mirror or lamp can transform the mood entirely. A little drama goes a long way. Vintage hallways thrive on personality. Display small antique finds, brass candlesticks, porcelain figurines, or heirloom trinkets. These items tell stories and make the hallway feel lived in and layered rather than staged. Be selective, though. A few meaningful pieces create elegance, too many can overwhelm a narrow space. For refined drama, consider half-painted walls with a darker shade below and lighter above. This classic treatment adds visual interest. Textured finishes like lime wash or subtle plaster effects enhance the vintage mood with depth and softness. When paired with antique lighting, these treatments glow beautifully and feel effortlessly sophisticated. If space allows, add a small bench or upholstered chair. Tufted velvet or caneback designs whisper vintage charm. Even in the smallest hallway, a petite stool can create a sense of hospitality and comfort. Top it with a patterned cushion for an extra layer of refinement and warmth. Grandeur isn't only visual, it's sensory. A hallway can feel luxurious with a subtle signature scent. Vintage-inspired diffusers or candles displayed in ornate holders enhance the aesthetic while elevating the atmosphere. When guests enter, that first impression becomes unforgettable. Textiles soften narrow corridors. Consider a tapestry or framed fabric art for texture. Heavy drapes at the end of a hallway can create theatrical drama, almost like entering another era. Layering fabrics adds depth, making the space feel cozy yet grand. Every grand hallway needs a focal point. It could be a bold painting, a sculptural light, or a striking console arrangement. Direct the eye intentionally so the corridor feels designed, not accidental. When there's a clear focal element, even the smallest space feels purposeful and elevated. Refined drama is about balance. Combine bold elements with quieter details so the hallway doesn't feel crowded. Allow negative space to breathe between decorative moments. This makes each piece shine more brightly. Remember, vintage elegance isn't about excess, it's about thoughtful curation. So, can small spaces feel this grand? Absolutely. With layered textures, vintage details, and intentional lighting, your hallway can transform into a refined, dramatic masterpiece. Vintage decor invites us to slow down and appreciate craftsmanship, history, and beauty in even the most transitional spaces. Your hallway can become more than a passage, it can be an experience. Thank you so much for watching Deco Diva. If you loved this inspiration, please subscribe, like this video, and share your ideas in the comments below. Until next time, keep decorating with timeless drama.